Lingering roses as the light declines. I remember Dublin City in rare old times. By trade I was a cooper, lost to redundancy. The house in house and horses, now my trace of memory. Farewell, Anna Leffy, I can no longer stay. I watch the big glass houses spring up along the quay. The hollowed hills and houses, the haunted children's rhymes that once was Dublin City and the rare old times. Racing songs and stories, heroes of renown, the passing powers and glories that once loved Dublin town. By trade I was a cooper, lost to redundancy. My house, it failed to progress, now my trade's a memory. Farewell, Anna Leffy, I can no longer stay. I watch the big brass houses spread out along the quay, and the haunted hills and houses, the haunted children's rhymes. There once was Dublin City in the rear old times. Hello, Diggy Doug and Sean Camp. It's an honour to have you visit here. I just come on for 5 minutes, but I'm just passing my day, trying to keep my voice working and trying to keep my body moving and keep warm, keep my ills away. I'm progressing a good bit now, and as I say, my voice is taking a bit of change and just doing what it is and what I can do. I love it. It's not causing me any pain, and it has definitely improved my lung function. And on that note, since I have the honour to have Sharon Solomon, one of my very first supporters, lovely to see you, Sharon. I love you to bits, and thank you so much for coming along. And I'm going to do your special song. It will may be different because my voice has changed with what's going on in my body and all the dangers that I've passed in my life with this. What these have done in my years of rock and roll and taking a toll. And anyway, I love this song, and it's an honour to play it for you, Sharon. Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping on this lovely so in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. So in love with you. On this harvest moon. When we were strangers, I loved you from afar. When we were lovers, I love you with all my heart. Now that it's getting late and the moon is shining high, I wanna celebrate, see you shining in your eye. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. Because I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Still in love with you. On this harvest moon, New Year's Day. How are you, Fries? Hello, how you doing? Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. It's an honour, and it's an honour to have you here as a guest. But I sent it to him, like message to you. I've been waiting to sing you. I was got a slip of the tongue here. I sent you an electronic massage. I would do if I could. Like I'd send it across the world, heal your pains. I would love to sit next to you, Sharon, someday in real life and just play tunes for you for a great support that you've actually given me during lockdown. Everybody, all my followers, Sharon was one of the original people that encouraged me to actually do this. And thank you, Sharon. I love you for it. Totally love you with all my heart. And everybody that's given me all kinds of support for my channel. I can't tell you what, speaking from my heart, it's just been magic. I just love what music's done for me and for my life, and what people saying that I've done with my music for the hell of it. That's been what I was put here to do. And if a road of one is a road of life, what a journey through hardships, through low ships, but great fun on the way. Thanks for it, guys. much have I seen, dark distant mountains, valleys of green, glass painted deserts, sunsets on fire, as they carry me on to Mulligan's hair. Mulligan's hair, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be Mulligan's hair. Sweep through the heather like deer in the glen, carry me back to the days I knew then, the nights that we sang like a heavenly choir of the life and the times on the Mulligan's sky. Mulligan's hair, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be Mulligan's hair. Sing it. Mulligan's hair, oh, mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here. Oh, Mulligan's. That's Mulligan's hair. I'm going to head to the west coast of Scotland as soon as the weather warms up, guys, and I'm going to go there and do some filming, do some music, post live streams, and keep all my YouTube people interested and let them see see the beauty of Scotland, the scenery. I've never been to Skye before, but it's the most beautiful scenery. I've seen it on YouTube, and that's my intention, is to go there and show you guys and play some music and come back there and take that awful song, its origin from there with my name in it, and I'm going to come back and add a different dimension to it, make it a little more me. Oh, the summertime has come, and the leaves are spread in the wind, and the wild mountain tide goes around the burning heather. Will you, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountain tide, all around the burning heather. Will you, lassie, go? I shall build my love bower by yon cool and crystal fountain, and round it I will pile all the wild flowers of the mountain. Will you, lassie, go? Yet my true love, she'll not come. Then I'll surely find another triple white mountain thyme all around the gloomy nether. Will you, lassie, go? And we'll all go together. Triple white mountain thyme all around the blue leather. Will you go? I say go. Sing it. Well, we'll all go together. Triple white mountain thyme all around the blue leather. Will you, lassie, go? Oh, flare on Scotland, when will we see her lakes again? That fought and died for her. We met Helen Glen and stood against him. Proud Edward's army and sent him homeward. They think again. These days are past now, and in the past they must remain. For we can still rise now and be a nation again, and stood against it. Proud Edward's army and sent him homeward. They think again. These hells are bare now, and autumn leaves lie thick and still. Her landward is lost now, which we so dearly held and stood against it. Proud Edward's army and sent him homeward. Again. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I must blame. You shall hear, your doctrines I must blame, and you shall hear. What makes heroic strife. Fame to far, what makes heroic strife? Fame to far, what makes heroic strife? To whet the assassin's knife and hunt a parent's life. With bloody war, and hunt a parent's life. With bloody war. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I must blame. You shall hear, your doctrines I must blame, and you shall hear. What is right and what is wrong? By the law, what is right and what is wrong? By the law, what is right and what is wrong? The short sword and the long, the weak arm and the strong. For to draw, the weak arm and the strong. For to draw. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I must blame. You shall hear, your doctrines I must blame, and you shall hear. That's a song by the late Dr. Burns, Scottish poet. I didn't really appreciate him until sort of last year, and it's 25th of January, it's Burns time, so I'll be, if God spares me, I'll be putting out a few of his tunes. My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. My love is like a melody that's sweetly sung in tune. How fair thou art, my bonny lass, a fair love of mine, and I will love you still, my dear, till all the seas gone dry, till all the seas gone dry, my dear, the rocks beat with the sun, and I will love you still, my dear, until the morning comes. How fair thou art, my bonny lass, a fair love of mine, and I will love you still, my dear, till all the seas come dry, till all the seas come dry, my dear, till all the seas come dry, and I will love you still, my dear, till all the seas come dry. How fair thou art, my bonny lass, a fair love of mine, and I will love you still, my dear, till all the seas gone dry. That was My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose there by Robert Burns. Beautiful song. Only when you get older you appreciate the beauty of his actual writings and the emotion they had. His genius. He was the Bob Dylan, the great writer of his day. There's some people that put on this earth that were to write for the nation, and he's one of those lucky people that we've all benefited from it in some way or another. My favourite Bob Dylan song, is probably this one. It's such a powerful piece. One of the French songs. How many roads must a boy walk down before he will call him a man? And how many waves must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must a cannonball fly before they are forever banned? The answer, my friend, is going in. The answer is pouring in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before you're allowed to be free? And how many times must a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? And how many times must that man look up before he can see people crying? And how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people had died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. That was my most powerful song, I think, Bob Dylan. That's genius. That having that song in my life, that meant a lot to me. It's about nature, it's about life, it's about man and life. And John Denver, listening to John Denver, he did same for me. He had an amazing voice, amazing songwriter. It's a song, I'm singing this to my heart for everybody that's supported me through my life. It's for everybody, we inshallah will see. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like a walk in the springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like a walk in the springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in a desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Hello, Virginia, Wheaton Shaw, how you doing? Doogie Doog, if there's anyone still here, can you please post on your time zones? It's 10 minutes past 6 in the evening here on the 3rd of January. And for those of you who just joined, if I've not seen you, I hope you had a really good festive season. Happy New Year, and I wish you all the best for Sunset. Hello, how you doing? All the best for this coming year coming up. And if I could pass magic across the world, guys, to you guys to help me find inner peace like I've found, and have a good, prosperous rest of your lives, and for your support here. Heaven can wait, and a band of angels wrapped up in my heart will take me through the lonely night, through the cold of the day. I know heaven can wait, and all the gods come down just to sing for me. I won't look back, I won't look back at the altar shine. Give me all of your dreams and let me go alone on your way. Give me all of your prayers to sing and turn the night into the skyline. I'll take, I got a taste of paradise. That's all I really need to make me stay. I got a taste of paradise. If I had it a little sooner, I never would have run away from my home. Heaven come away. All the gods come down here just to sing for you. I won't look back. I won't look back. Let the altars shine. Give me all of your prayers to sing and now turn the right away. Give me all of your prayers to sing and now turn the night into the skyline of day. I got a taste of paradise. That's all I really need to make me stay. I've got a taste of paradise, and if I had it, you never know I would have gone away from my home. Hey, Queen Bee, hello, welcome. Queen Bee, can you wait a minute, see if that's the right queen first? Yeah, it's the right queen, yeah. All right. We've got a queen. It's a bit of a monster, and it's a nice queen that's come and visit us, but I do have a queen full of somebody that's getting themselves a title of queen that's a bit of a monster from the depth. Hey, it's getting on fine. I'm just working at that. The actual act of singing is doing me a great physical job. It's improved my lung function. Surely, and I'm glad I was too sore to sing, but I still had to keep persevering, and because even though putting away the pain, singing through pain is good. I've been singing through pain since the day I was born. That was my first sound I made was a musical cry. And everybody that knows me, that knows at my birth, my doctor gave my father and my mother a choice. It was either going to be mother or baby survived. And my father chose my mother, a beautiful choice. And but the doctor persevered and brought me back to life. I was dead. And instead of crying like a normal baby did, I made a musical sound and sang. My mum was lying traumatized, because I hadn't just been told that she'd actually lost her baby. And when the nurse actually handed the baby to my mum and said, "You've given birth to an angel," I was apparently singing, doing a musical song, making a musical cry. And I got fed, and apparently it was a magical sort of scenario. And anyway, well, singing is what I've done to breathe. That's what I do to breathe since birth. I was really lucky, gifted from not supposing to have a life. I certainly have a good life, a really long journey, beautiful musical journey. Saw all the hardships, what I saw on these paths. I wish I could pass it on to everyone and let them see if they'd been on a journey with me. Anyway, I've done my hair test. That's at 300. That's back to what my normal was. That's pretty bad. 300 though is pretty bad. And I'm so lucky that I can still sing with that. But that was done at 200 and since armistice, and that was a couple of months. So debilitating to the body when you're when you're a breath, when you've not got the breath, when it's down at 200, because it affects your walking, the ability, your whole daily function, your eating, walking upstairs. I can walk upstairs now today with it holding on to the walls. That's a blessing to be able to do that, because but as I say, these are the things that cause that, and the years of rock and roll, and it's a years of rock and roll. I didn't grudge any of them. I enjoyed it, but as I say, the smoke was a thing that done us all. I'm the last to a last breed. Most of the people my age, they were musicians and all that. Like the ones that were driving at same venues, they dropped like flies, and just it's called COPD. It's now called rock and roll disorder, because all the people that followed us had the same thing. And I'd love to see your artwork. Since I didn't realise you're an artist. Do you have a channel? I will have a look at it for your channel. If you've got art on your channel, I would certainly have a look at it. And I don't know if you've met a cartoonist Brian. He's in my chat sometimes. Like one day, he's in, I think, Canada, and he puts music to his cartoons, and he's a traditional, proper cartoonist. Definitely well worth seeing. Cartoonist Brian. That's his name. I should really get his link and post it on there. But see, when I was younger, guy, I was on art. People used to call me an art witch, right? Because I used to draw a picture. I could draw a picture, and I'd draw a picture of someone actually falling off a bike or whatever and getting a broken arm, and people thought that there was something kind of witchery. But they thought some people said I was an art witch when I was a teenager. Because I drew something and it happened, but I didn't. I just drew something because I knew it was going to happen. Somebody's going booming down the road fast on a bike, and they didn't maintain the brakes on their bike. One day they're going to fall off the bike and break their arm. I kept telling everybody about the importance of having good brakes on their bikes and stuff like that. And I used to do a drawing of someone like that, or someone that was doing something that hadn't got safety, and I used to do a drawing of that. And eventually they fall, but I just knew they were going to fall because I did it myself. Just passing on the experience, trying to stop them from falling. Because I had some bad falls from bikes. I come off a bike doing 40 miles. I've come off a push bike doing 40 miles an hour. Like, and whoa! When you meet tarmac, concrete, it's at 40 miles an hour, and it's no fun. Certainly, you just shake up, and certainly tears your body. My face, my whole body was skinned. Oh, I must have a look at that. I'd like to see that sunset. No, nobody had helmets. There was no such thing as helmets. Even when I was young, motorbikes didn't have helmets. I had no helmet. I had no protective gear whatsoever, Oh. Aye, there was no helmets, By the amount of times and near misses, the amount of times that I've come over the handlebars of a bike because someone pulled it in front of me, or whatever on a bike, or someone stopped suddenly, and I was so lucky. Like the amount of times I went over the handlebars and used to land on my feet. There was one time I went over the handlebars, over a bike, over the top of a person, never injured them, and landed on my feet and started running. It was like something out of one of the cartoons. I could have been so fatal at the speed that I was going, and the person just suddenly braked in front of me. They were cycling ahead, and and I on a narrow track, and they just suddenly bang the brakes on, and I had to bang my brakes on, but I had deadly brakes and airborne. No, I don't trust myself on the bike. During lockdown, I was trying to. I did manage to cycle my bike up a hill, but I've not got the balance now for a bike, and uh, because it's so physically hard for me to turn like now that I didn't feel safe in the road. I didn't know I didn't cycle. I loved cycling. I cycled everywhere I could go anywhere, but there's too many cars, and I just didn't. I'm not comfortable with cycling now. I'm not got the same, and the state of the potholes in the roads here. With all this big heavy machinery that's bringing all those massive structures of windmills that's cluttering up our countryside and our beautiful countryside, providing us with power. But they didn't seem to be providing me with much power just now anyway, and it's costing me a fortune. Oh yeah, totally, yeah, totally. And I don't drive anymore. I've not got the focus for driving. There's too many cars on the road just now, and there's too many dangerous drivers. Especially I was a good snow driver. I had training in snow driving. I loved snow driving, but I didn't like any people snow driving. I did a special course before I passed my test in snow driving, and that was so good for me. The amount of times that I saved myself from being involved in accidents and knowing what to do when a car goes for a spin and it endless spin when you hit black ice. Black ice is a master. I'm sure if any of you have ever hit black ice with a car, black ice, black ice is a master, and unless you know what you're actually doing with it, you can't see it sometimes, you can't feel it, but I was really lucky. I could feel it through the steering wheel, icy bits. I knew when the car was sliding by a vibration through the steering wheel, I learned that. But I was never good, confident in I'm a local driver. I couldn't drive in cities for that. I couldn't cope with things coming both sides. So I decided the road was best without me, and so I decided not to drive. But I was a good driver if I had the road to myself. I knew the roads well, the cambers with the road, and that's pretty good. And there's a place called Thurso, and I've done it 20 miles in 20 minutes a few times without seriously breaking the speed limit, without putting anybody in danger. I did it easy. Oh, it was, yeah. And thank goodness I never got a motorbike, Thank goodness I never got a motorbike, because on my push bike I used to push extremes with that, because I really was a nifty on a push bike. I mean, I could go across the town on a push bike, and hills weren't even any bother to me. That's without gears, because I was cycling every single day. To know, it's such a good exercise for you. Yeah, totally. But oh no, and I knew how to swing a bike down too when I was going really fast, because quite often in my town I used to be chased through town. I was chased on other people with bikes, and I had to escape. It was pretty bad. And I used to, and I've taken bends. and we had to throw a bike down so hard the pedal actually hit the ground. I mean, once the pedal left a big gouge in the ground, and I went airborne and spinning around, like, and I still lucky I never got seriously injured. But it was a good means of transport. It was a great great exercise for you too, like, and but if I had a motorbike, like, it would have been just accident waiting to happen, because once I got used to a road, and I got to know a road, I'd want to push our limits, like, but the thing is, with the Highlands of Scotland, you got to watch the roads here, because I mean, there's farmers going from field to field, and sometimes can't be helped. Some bit of earth, bit of mud, bit of dung or whatever gets dropped on a car from a trailers or tractors with the farmers going from one field to another, and all you got to do is hit a bit of that. Doesn't matter whether it's summer or winter, and if it's raining, hit a bit of that, and it will put your car airborne and spin and say, "Oh yeah, totally." But honestly, the amount of times like how I'm so lucky. I've had so many lives because I've come back to life so many times. It's countless. Has he got a motorbike? Yeah. Oh, I thought I was street hawk actually on a push bike. To be quite honest, there used to be a. I must have a look on. It's bound to be on YouTube. There was a bike on YouTube or a superhero called Street Hawk, and he used to, he had a suit on the turbo bike, and I thought I was Street Hawk, and I was cycling maximum power, like, I mean, people, I mean, I could only sort of get 40 miles an hour on a push bike, like, and that was a hard going. But I've got friends that, were a trainers, like, and they've had a push bike at 60 miles an hour, but I wouldn't like to, if, if you come off a bike at that speed, you'll be certainly, I wouldn't fancy, And I used to build ramps as well. Like, I used to, silly, I'd put a ramp on and I'd be going flying over ramps. And I would just go somewhere and build a ramp with a couple of planks of wood, whatever I could find. And I'd build a little first wall that I used to jump in and land in. I was quite good at doing that. But all the other people started copying me then and come along with their bikes. And going over my ramp that I made, and they were going over the bikes, and it was all new bikes. I had an old-fashioned bike that was pretty strong, and I was going over it, and by forks on the modern bikes couldn't take it, and most people that went over that ramp once, their forks folded, and I landed up with all the parents at my house saying, "Hey, look at this bike there with broken bikes," and I said, they were blaming me for the bikes being broken. I says, "No, I said, it's not my fault their bikes are broken. I told them not to do it. I built that ramp myself for myself, and I told them they better watch their bikes, and watch themselves in case they hurt themselves, because they were hurting themselves, okay? Because if you're going to go over a ramp and you're going to go over at speed, and you don't know how to keep that angle to make sure you get a smooth axle landing, I mean, you see people going over ramps, you've probably seen it, like you go head to head dive. That's dangerous if you're going at speed and you don't pull that bike up at the front to do the axle jump. and that bike just goes there because, with balance, weight times velocity, it's a fair old tumble. Can't believe I'm ranting on about bikes, but it's how easy you could just jump on a. Living easy, living free, season ticket on a one-way ride, asking nothing, leave me be, taking everything in my stride. Don't need reasons, don't need rights, nobody's gonna slow me down. Look at me, probably tired, I'm on my way to the promised land. I'm on a highway to hell, highway to hell. I'm on a highway to hell, I'm on a highway to hell. No stop signs, speed limits, nobody's gonna slow me down. Like a wheel, gonna spin it, nobody's gonna mess me around. Hey, Satan, paid my dues, playing as a one-man band. Hey, mama, look at me, I'm on my way to the promised land. I'm on a highway to hell, on a highway to hell. I'm on a highway to hell, I'm on a highway to hell. And when my final day is over and my earthly deed becomes undone, and my failed deathbed confession will not move the mighty Lord, and I hope I'll play my guitar outside St. Peter's Gate. Should I dive right into damnation with a smile across my face? So love me now while we're alive, it's the best that we can do. We'll have no time on cloud nine, heaven on earth we'll have to do. I can sing like a bird, dance like a demon, and I do it all so well. But I'll need to deal with the devil when I die. I'm going straight to hell, oh yeah, I'm going straight to hell. I was standing at the crossroads, he offered wine, women and song, riches, fame, and fortune in my hand from that day on. And it seemed like such a bargain for just one immortal soul to exchange this life I'm living for a life of rock and roll. And it seems I'll curse this damn decision, I regret to the moment I fall. But I'll be milking the most off a bad situation until my number's called. So love me now while we're alive, it's the best that we can do. We'll have no time on cloud nine, and on earth we'll have to do. I can sing like a bird, dance like a demon, and I do it all so well. Oh yeah, wait to deal with the devil when I die. I'm going straight to hell, oh yeah, I'm going straight to hell. And when my final day is over, my earthly deeds will be undone, and my failed deathbed confession will I move the mighty Lord. Don't know if I'll be sorry if he slams St. Peter's Gate. Should I dive right in with my guitar and a party on my face? So thank you now, my YouTube friends, for the support you gave to me. It's 6:39 in the evening, and I'm gonna have some tea. And I know I feel so hungry. Yes, certainly I will do that one, 48. Yeah, I'll certainly do Whiskey in the Jar for me. As I was rolling over the Cork and Kerry mountain, I saw her Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol and then produced my rapier. I said, stand or deliver, or the devil he may take you. But sure ain't I do run a time. Whack for my daddy, oh, whack for my daddy, oh, there's whiskey in the jar. Well, I took all of his money and I brought it home to Jenny. I took all of his money and I brought it home to Jenny. But the devil take that woman, 'cause she swore that she would leave me. I saw her Captain Farrell and his money he was counting. Was her ring and the jewel. Whack for my daddy, oh, right for my daddy, oh, there's whiskey in the jar, oh. Well, I took all of his money and I brought it home to Jenny. Took all of his money and I brought it home to Molly. She swore that she would love me, never would she leave me. But the devil took that woman, 'cause you know she tricked me easy. What's her ring and the time? Whack for my daddy, oh, right for my daddy, oh, there's whiskey in the jar, oh. Thank you so much, Queen Bee. I'm going to have a wee break now for my tea. I may come back and play again later. I'm just playing it and passing the time. Going to burn my throat out, maybe try and tire myself out if I get food. I'm starting to get a bit more energy just now. And thanks so much, everybody, for I just came on for 5 minutes, but because someone appeared, thank you so much again. It's your support is absolutely amazing, enthralling. That's me at 42,300 views or something like that now. My channel growing from strength to strength. 1.2k for the festive season. Thank you so much. Wow, it totally warms my heart. All your symbols and signs, and thank you so much for coming along. I love you all, guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves and for this wee time together. And I will catch you soon somewhere else. I'll maybe see you on other channels. Hey guys, there are some channels that I'm not going to be going to share my talents and music on. I've taken a fair verbal beating over the internet of last week. Knocked my confidence to a wee bit, shake me like I've never had anybody kick me when I was down before in such a way. But I rose above it, and thanks to the support of the people that have had I'm going to keep doing me. I don't know anything else what to be, and but I did see some people complaining that me, but the ones that have a glass in their hand, a glass of poison, cider and blackcurrant, I think, putting water and blackcurrant. I'm sure we've all seen what cider does to people. It's like a brain. I would certainly, Queen Bee. I would like to come to your place and play, but I mean, there is. I know you channels do appreciate the musicians that actually come. Some channels really do appreciate the musicians that come to their channel and visit and open heart to give their play a few tunes for the host and the people there. I've seen Ry Davis, and pretty sure you've seen Ry Davis. There's a few musicians that come on and give songs. You know, I think some of these YouTube channels with the musicians like Ry Davis, if he's coming to your channel singing, you're blessed to have such talent. Come to your channel and give him freely, but there is some channels that one channel at least that doesn't appreciate the musicians actually passing by and what they are, and they do add life to a channel, especially with this StreamYard things when a musician comes on. I mean, you can see that with people writing the sides, it makes a difference. Like instead of them all fighting about the cost of electricity and what COVID did to them and all that, yeah, it's good that, but it makes a change to actually get thank you so much, Queen Bee. Like I will look forward and I'll watch for it. When I come off here, I'll make sure I've subscribed to your channel. I'm going to click the bell because I really would like to come along and have a look at your channel to see what's happening with it. And yeah. The boil I had to hear on our channel though about all these medications, that we're on that because of these things and cheap tobacco that done all this damage for our health. We didn't have them, and even some people that didn't smoke them, they need that because of other people smoking, and that is cancelling what that does. My throat will it'll just work its way back. I, as I say, I'm singing till to keep my internal organs and to keep warm at cold, and a physical activity of me doing music is keep my body regulating my temperature. It's something I've got to do just survive. I say survive as times and winters conditions in the highlands of the north of Scotland. You know, used to this weather, but just getting too old now, and cold air is just catching us all. But I'm glad I got the message over about this thing and the importance of this thing, because on that other channel that they were actually testing me about, they were actually talking about this thing, and nobody should have one of these at home. If you got any problems with your respiratory thing, whether it's asthma or COPD, please get to your doctor, get one of those. This is what made me well and thus far having this, because I knew as soon as my breathing gone down to 200 and I went to my GP and said, look, it's been like that for 2 months, they said, right, something's happened with your body, it's gone to another level and we need to fix this. And I'm going to blow this now, I'll show you, but I still got the wicked cause, the addiction that I'm fighting in my hand, to get rid of it. I mean, that's got to go, but I've got to be sensible about it, because the body goes into shock when you go to stop smoking. But watch this. Now that's 300. That is still really good. That is my normal before, up until a month ago. That's been my normal for 4 years. 300. That is pretty poor, though, for a general breather. And if that's why all these meds in place, and all people are just not using their meds properly for asthma if they're taking that stuff, and it's so insulting to the medical professionals that are prescribing that to keep them alive, to keep them breathing, because they know that's what they need in their own. Yeah, it's the most horrible horrible habit. And if by people watching and seeing what's happened to me with smoking, the years with rock and roll, I enjoyed the years. I didn't like working in a smoky atmosphere, but if one person is listening, a young musician, budding musician, a singer or whatever, and they can see what damage smoke does, but luckily there's a smoking ban, so it's not the same now. But to not smoke, if you feel you're a musician, because it's just a drain on your finances. It's a drain on your time. It'll make you late for work. It'll make you early for work. When it's a storm, it's such a bad addiction. You'll walk out in the rain to buy a cigarette in a storm if you need a cigarette, or you wouldn't go out to get a loaf if you're hungry. Totally bad, definitely one of the worst and one of the biggest killers as well, and everyone knows, in the whole world. But we knew all the warnings, and we were told, and we just never hated it. I had the same as everyone else, and it's only we get later on in life and think, yeah, they were right, but we still did it, Yeah, totally, Queen Bee. That's a path I'm on, but I changed to cigarettes, which is very costly, £10 a day. But better than cheap tobacco. I can't smoke tobacco now. My body just won't let it in. I had to draw a roll up 2 weeks ago when I was down in Inverness before I come back up. And I took 2 draws of it, and what it did to my body, just trying to draw it in, I said, "Come on, it's stupid, man. Get out of your hand," And that's me finished with smoking tobacco for sure. It's my body's just not allowing it to let in. But I am being commended by YouTube on my channel for with the ability that with this condition that singing does improve yeah, you know, I mean, fair dues, my medical team anyway, they certainly got this mastered. Took me back from what, but singing does improve lung function. There was people on the channel that were saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be able to sing if you've got asthma. There's nothing wrong with you." Like, you know, it's not entirely, not at all, even 1%, not one iota of truth. If you can sing, sing. Times you might find, even if you're not a singer, sometime you might find when you got ultimate pain, if you ever got the ultimate pain in your chest, if you know what kind of pain I'm actually talking about, if anybody's ever experienced it, sing when you're in maximum pain. And you don't have to sing. You don't have to be a singer. Just sing, because even the act of singing when you're in that pain and no one's about, if you were to collapse or anything like that, if you got ability to sing, you're increasing the chance of someone hearing you going past and whatever. But you're also the very act of singing is regulating your breathing, may regulate your heartbeat. It could make that change and it could make that difference, you know, to regulate your breathing and get you enough to stand up on your feet and go and get help. I've been there, and I hope someday that you take that on there. Sing when you're in trouble, and you know, that's all I can say. Singing is so good for you. It's so good for people around you. You know, it's got magical powers. Singing for doing for your own body, and I'm sure most of you know that. Okay. Yeah, I sang alone as well. And I got pulled, you know, it was never in my imaginings or dreams to actually sing among other people, even to play on circuits like I've done and that. Like, I was pushed into that. I just wanted to hide behind and play my music. I always got pushed to the front. I'm not a front man, but I was always pushed to the front. I never ever had a desire to be a front man. And with music, I never had any desire to be what people want to be a rock star or whatever. Like, it just naturally happened. It was never my dream to, because I've made records. I've done it all myself. I've done everything everything in music I could have ever wanted to do with it, including played for the world. People sometimes they say to me, "Oh, it's a wonder you never made it. You put some work in it." I says, "Well, made what?" When they say they made it, I says, "I've got two lovely children. They're on their feet. They're doing success with their life. I've got a lovely family. I've got lovely friends. We had a hard quality of life, but music brought to us, and that's making it. Like, to find content. I don't know if any's ever found content. That's what everybody should be looking for, is content. Because when you find content, you'll find inner peace. And when you find inner peace, happiness will chase that. And those are my powerful words to the world, to everybody. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you. And but even tea, I've had no alcohol today, guys. Like, it's no whiskey drinking, whiskey talking. Because I tell you what, Guys, give whiskey to the wrong person. It's a total poison. There's some people. There is some people here that, and my town, that are not allowed whiskey. It should be on the license because of what it does. I enjoy whiskey and it makes me happy. It makes me cheery. But I've seen whiskey turn someone that was absolute godlike, and everyone here and get them two whiskeys, 235 measure whiskeys, and they watch them turn into the Exorcist. It just totally change your character, everything just for that. That's how guys. I mean, whiskey is a very, very powerful medicine. Used to be used in war with honey, and that is a healing thing. But like in medications, you get the dosage right. Oh no, the most horrible thing for me in my life was playing for drunk people. They can't remember next day what a great time they had, and I didn't know that till later on in life. And the way that that's why I never really took to drinking when I was young. I tried it when I was 14, and I didn't like it changed it. So people that what I turned them into, but I've seen it turn bad people into nice people as well. But there's one thing for sure: if alcohol, right, can turn an absolutely lovely person into a complete monster, what does that do to someone that's a complete monster already? There's got to be another level to it. Look, I'm turning into a bit of a preacher now, I think, but no, I seen the way alcohol has taken so many of my friends, taken so many of their lives, uh, whatever, wiped them out. It's so easy to become dependent on that good feeling. It's not a good feeling being drunk. I mean, come on, guys, seriously. If a doctor gave you something, right, and told you, oh, it might make you sick, but it'll make you better, but it might make you sick for the next couple of days, you wouldn't take that medication from your doctor. You'd say, oh, yeah, you go away, and that's there to help you. You wouldn't take that medication because it'll make you sick. And that's how I couldn't get a point with people where they poured all these fancy drinks, and it's guaranteed there's some people that are sick every time that they drink, and they're lying back the next day, nearly dead, barely alive, because of what they drank. If that's and as I say, in comparison to medication, you wouldn't do that again if a doctor gave you medication, did I? You wouldn't want to take it the next day, even though the next day your body would be used to it. But with the drinking, it's too much. But see anybody that's drinking every day, even if it's cider, they think, oh, they're doing harm with that wee drink of cider. Hearing nonsense and bile that comes out the mouth. Do you know, sometimes when they have a bad day. Yeah, totally. You know, liquid courage, yeah. Oh my, and the trouble it gets people into, the cost. The cost of it, and when you're talking to a drunk person, you're talking to a wall. And on repeat mode, I watched myself on a couple of channels where I was drunk during lockdown. I watched it back and I took a lesson from it. I just thought, what an idiot that I become when I'm drinking, But I didn't do anybody any harm. I just have taken on a different role. And when you're drinking, you keep repeating yourself, and you didn't know you're repeating yourself, and until you think, wait a minute, I'm sure that person just said that to me 5 minutes ago, and that's what cider brains are the worst. you know what people think they're drinking cider and blackcurrant. That's the worst. That one's sitting in their home, scooping up and smoking cheap tobacco all day, like sitting on the internet, but sparingly, if some of them are listening, I didn't mean offended by saying that, but I'm just saying it. All they got to do is look, see yourself, The only thing that can't be preserved in alcohol is a good time. But it was a good invention, guys. You got to admit that, It's, yeah, totally. I'm telling people, I've seen nasty people that were genuinely nasty, and alcohol has actually made them better. Do you know what I mean? Not just knocking it, as I say, it's just depends who he is and what he. It all depends on who he is and how they react to it, and how you react to it. Like, if somebody tells you react bad on that, you're better following what people are saying, But having a drink among friendly company, among music, especially like what we've seen in Scotland with traditional New Year's, when you got a group of people all singing together, merrily drunk, there's nothing compares. It's beautiful. And the amount of people that didn't know that they're alcohol dependent all their lives, even the ones that only drink on a Friday night. Sometimes, they go to have on a Friday and it's their wind in, But I have seen some crazy things though with drunk people, you know what I mean? Especially I didn't get the concept of the football. I remember a few years ago when colour tellies first came out. I remember chilling the football was on, and I was in a house to see a really quiet guy, family guy in the football. I was in a house. I was in a friend's house, and someone and a team. Everybody had ice creams at the break, and it was a special day for the family when the football was on. And I remember seeing a guy. I was sitting in the living room, and I was shouting at the telly, shouting at football. And colour tellies were just there. It wasn't a big flat screens or anything like that, before that. And I remember with the host of the guy standing there with his football t-shirt on and his can of beer in his hand, shouting at telly. And I threw a can of beer at telly because he till missed the goal. Yeah, he till missed the goal, and he till threw a beer can at telly. It broke the telly screen. It went all over down the back of telly. A family, they were mortified. Nobody knew what, because that was so bizarre. And there was just a scene that when you'd seen the telly, we just go black, and it was just a wee white dot you got that was on the screen when it actually happened. There is a fault that used to come up. Do not adjust the screen. I used to come up and tell you that was hilarious. That was my first introduction to see football hooliganism, and I used to wonder, and I've said this as a joke a few times. Imagine a musician watching TV like footballers, they're shouting at telly at. Imagine saying when you're watching your favourite band playing, saying, "Oh, come on, what are you playing at, man? What do you think you're playing at? Playing E minor on the G? Oh yes, here comes F sharp, and it's changing up to a G. Oh no, why are you playing G? Throw a beer can, I tell you, like, imagine it. Yeah, totally. But see someone shouting at a telly, like in fight, shouting at a telly, a man is in telly. I mean, I remember when I was little, I tried to like open the back of the radio to see man as it was inside it. I'm sure every kid done something like that, just right by. Well, what a laugh I've seen when you see in a pub, people shouting at telly and they ferociously. But the only thing I don't like about football is a pub becomes a war zone then when just because someone else who they didn't even know, who they never even met or whatever, missed a goal or scored a goal, doesn't matter what, a way that actually affected people and puts them on the attack. They attack people when the old firm used to play in our town, Easy knew when they were playing because when you went around the town, no matter who won, all the bins, the vandalism that used to be done in town, it's just a heap of nonsense. Football. But I did love playing football when I was young, but they weren't a good sportsmen. Some of my footballers here. Oh, football, yeah, I never saw the sense in it. I mean, I love the game. It's a good physical exercise and whatnot, but I never saw how the world actually took to it as it's a boys' game for playing. Probably a and what it become. I mean, and it took priority over music in the world. But I don't like why football have adopted songs as theirs. That song, "You'll Never Walk Alone." What a beautiful song! What a beautiful piece of art to sing! What beautiful lyrics, all the transients and wee flourishes and scales in that song. But somebody asked me when I sing that song, "Are you must be a Liverpool fan?" I says, "No, I'm a Journey Pacemakers fan." Because that's who wrote it. It's nothing to do with football. Football just adopt these songs, but these songs that the footballers are actually adopting make it very, very dangerous for us musicians to actually sing these songs again because of the Rangers and Celtic thing and whatnot and the football thing, which has nothing to do with the beautiful songs and stories that they actually got. And we get attacked physically. The amount of times that I've been attacked for singing couple of beautiful Irish songs, that are no political, and but they've been adopted by fiddlers and Jerry and the Pacemakers. That's who did that song originally. It is a most awesome, beautiful. I, I don't know if I can do it. I've not done it for ages, but I'll do it a cappella if you have to. I did love that song, but I don't like the fact that it's become dangerous to actually sing it because someone thinks I'm a Liverpool fan or I'm not. Harris Rainbow, how you doing? When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm. There's gold in the sky and sweet, sweet ever song of love. Walk on through the way. Walk on through the rain. All your dreams be touched. I'm on. Walk on. Walk on. With hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk. Sing it. Walk on, walk on, with hope in your heart. You'll never walk alone. You'll never walk. I was during the Pacemakers, Everest Rainbow. I do believe you're babysitting, and if you got a wee baby here, there's a wee tin. All right, thank you so much. I'll sing it for again the next time you pass by, and I'll go on relearn it again, because I'm going to start singing it again. I love singing it, but the hostilities from my football people for me singing it, I'm afraid I'm going to ignore it. It's a during my Pacemaker song. This is a kalimba. I don't know if you've seen this before. It's a fine wee instrument called a thumb piano. It's a kalimba. Every eye should have one. It's so relaxing. So nice for settling a baby too, your crying baby. So good for you when you come in from work after a bad day, get one of these. It'll wind you into a mindset that you can forget your day for a minute. It's not difficult to play, because I'm just letting my fingers walk upon the keys without just unconsciously playing. Yeah, will do. I'm definitely gonna be doing doing some recordings of this This is such a. I got this as a present day last year at Christmas, and I find a wee instrument, as I say, it's an asset, and I've got a bag for it, like so, and it'll fit in a big pocket, so it's one of these things I could take with me, and it's you should see the magic though when even online there was a channel with a crying baby on it, like and I just played this in the background, and the baby was crying, and it took the baby's focus. It sounds like the chimes, what wind up things they used to get, It's put a baby in a wee. Just think, wait a minute, what's that sound? It has some lovely sounds, but I've always loved sound since birth. It's I love everything that makes a sound. Oh, if that's the first time here, I'll do that song. When my voice gets better, I'll do that song especially for you. I make a better job with it and tidy it up a wee bit. It's a beautiful song, yeah. I love singing it, and it's got such beautiful. Boy, you want to see it when 500 people are singing that back to you, to have that experience which I've had when you're singing that standard with an acoustic guitar, singing that song, and 500 people singing it back, and they're all waving their arms. That's before football adopted it, waving their arms, singing it, going like this. In the north of Scotland, when I sang that song, there wasn't many people actually sang that song, because you had to do a good job with that song if you sang it in its height, because it is an absolute classic, as big as all the famous classics like Bat Out Hell and all that. Bonnie Taylor. Is that Bonnie Tyler, you mean? It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. It's when you're too late. It's you when you're down. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the pouring rain, feeling like a clown. It ain't right to need someone as much as I'm depended on by you. And it's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. It's you when it's too late. It's you when you're down. It's a fool's game. Nothing but a fool's game. Talking with the one you love, then they put you down. It ain't right to need someone as much as I'm depended on by you. That's Bonnie Tyler, yeah. Hey, I could get away with singing that song with my voice like this. I know another song that actually works. I've got a fact in my hand I'm singing as well. You painted up your lips and rolled and curled your tinted hair. Ruby, are you contemplating going out somewhere? The shadow on the wall tells me the sun is going down. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. It wasn't me that started that old crazy Asian war, but I felt proud to go and do a patriotic chore. And yes, it's true that I'm not the man I used to be. Oh, Ruby, still need some company. It's hard to love a man whose legs are bent and paralyzed, and the wants and the needs of a woman your age. Hey, Ruby, I realize that it won't be long, I've heard them say, until I'm not around. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. She's leaving now, 'cause I've just heard the slamming off the door. And away I heard it slam about 100 times and more. And if I could move, I'd get my gun, put her in the ground. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Yeah, it was Ruby there. I kind of mind to think, was that Kenny Rogers? I can't remember who the original, who wrote that song. I always thought it was Kenny Rogers. I could be wrong there. Could be Don Williams. Don Williams, another beautiful singer that I loved when I was a teenager. Beautiful. Simply Red, Holding Back Tears, Queen Bee. I'll go and have a look at that song. I think I have heard it. I'll go and have a look at that song, you know, and Simply Red. I will have a look at that song, Holding Back the Tears. Holding back the tears. I will certainly have a look at that song, you know. There's a lot of beautiful songs out there, though. Still many waiting to be discovered as well. That's regular. It's still 300. That's my normal lung function now. Starting returning. A few kind of spooky things happening to my voice, but I'm just right in way. Like, and it is what it is. And I'm still lucky to be able to still sing at all, and I'm really grateful to life and for fate for allowing me to continue doing it. It's great. It's an original song that I wrote. story, really. There was a lad of Aberdeen who sang out in the street. He counted all the money he made in a cap down at his feet. His breeks were torn, his boots were old. The story he can tell of how he stepped from poverty, from rags to living well. One night he had the strangest dream brought from the untold land. The guardian angel summoned him to play at his command. He tossed a silver coin at him. It sparkled as it turned. He said, "Faithfully what I say, I'll tell you what I've learned." And he said, "There's pots of gold that shine so bright, and none could shine as strong as he who lifts a needy man by singing him a song. It's sure to raise his spirits from unhappiness to cheer. He'll tell of you a good report that'll last for many years." But his breeks were torn, his boots were old, his life did not seem worth nor silver shiny gold he needs when he can have the earth. He'll take a lesson from his past and teach it to his kids of how the rags that still remain for all the good things that he did. Oh, thank you so much, Queen Bee. I've made plenty of records. I haven't really made much. Oh yeah. I was young. I was 1983. I wrote that. I think 1983 or 1983. I was just turned 18, and I just knew how to write, how I actually felt I had that. Yes, as I say, we just recorded it here just now. I will record it on a song on its own. I think it's actually on my channel somewhere. The Rag That Still Remains. There's another one I wrote. It's about circle life. It's about growing up. I wrote about saying it. You're teaching your children to do what is right. When you tug them in bed every night. You kiss them, you hug them, you teach them to love. But the mad world will teach them to fight. There's war on the hills, there's blood in the street, and the child is too frightened to cry. Where there's fear, there is danger, for peace they will fight. And you when your childhood is nigh. Whoa, whoa, well, now you're a man, and you can't understand why your childhood and good friends have gone. You're out on your own in a nightmare called life, and you cry when your children are born. You're married, young parents, and hell in your life, and your children are starting to grow. Deprived of your childhood, the hell you went through, and you don't want your children to know. So you're teaching your children to do what is right, and you tuck them in bed every night. You kiss them and hug them and teach them to love, but the mad world will teach them to fight. But the mad world will teach them to fight. That was the mad world will teach them to fight. That was from that same kind of era, and it's about leaving school. You know, when you find we leave school, everybody went different ways, and the clever ones, they all went off to university, saw what city life was, and that there was more to do there than what they were in. All the young people of my era, the clever ones, they all left the place and went to the cities. Once they saw cities, theatres, what's available, they never come back. They just come back to visit. Oh, Jimbo, I hope you had a really good New Year. I had an absolutely amazing. It's the first Happy New Year, proper Happy New Year that I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, and my channel's exceeded 40,000 views. Thank you so much, guys. It's just been powerful, powerful time of year. Well, I'm gonna put my kettle on a minute and keep my body warm, keep my throat warm. Temperatures must be it's freezing conditions here. But it's Scotland, as I say, in a wee minute there. Let's just put the kettle on. was saying, guys, excuse me, pardon me, still not done my dishes. Loads of cooking going on here, so I'll do them later. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. Won't be long. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Walk out on a summer's day with eyes that hide the darkness of my soul. Shadows on a hill, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills, are caught between the artist's gentle hand. And now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, and how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they listen now, for they could not love you for what you used to be. And on that starry, starry night, when no help was left inside, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, the world was not meant for someone beautiful as you. That's a song I would love to finish and complete someday. That's a beautiful song. I've been asked to do that song many years over a 40-year period, and it could be even close to 50-year period now. And there was something about it. There was something sacred about it, but I think I'm ready to put that song into my repertoire. And I still see there's someone still here, and guys, I can't put into words how grateful I am for a time of day that you're giving me. And can you post in your time codes, please? Anybody that's not putting their time zone on, it's wow. It's a 7:15 in the evening here. I've been on for 2 hours, and I was on for a bit in it. A couple of hours. I've put a fair bit of music out me today, but I've had a lovely day though. Just keeping warm, trying to keep moving, trying to keep active. That's what we got to do here in the north of Scotland with its cold weather conditions. And good old fashioned cup of tea. You can't go wrong with a cup of tea. Yeah. We drink a lot of tea here in Scotland. It's tea every day. 20:45 at night. Oh, Sensei, then where are you? You're in Holland. Are you in Holland or Germany or somewhere like that? Where are you, please? Mary Burney, hello, good to see you. It's been good. It's magic. So good. And on the 20th of December there, that was the 4th anniversary of my YouTube channel, guys. And may I say with the greatest utmost bottom of my heart, again, thank you so much. Because it's you guys that actually make it happen. You guys come along to my channel, putting up with my music. Just as what it is. Putting up my long, boring stories sometimes. Oh, Denmark, right? Wow, Denmark. Right. This is lovely, guys. All you people from all over the world in different time zones. I mean, it's great. It's lunchtime in some places. It's after dinner, late dinner time here. All the different time zones, and I just love meeting making friends out of strangers. On the internet. It's so good. Wow, I saw how dangerous and nasty the internet could be off late though. Some abuse that I actually took on the internet. That's my first encounter. Oh, Nashville, right? Right, wow. Nashville, never been to Nashville. I'll never get to Nashville, but Nashville's worldly known for the beauty of the music. I love country. I love the old school country music from Nashville. from Nashville. I love American music and Canadian music. That was what I used to listen to when I was a kid. That's what people say, that I sing more like an American and a Canadian, but I talk like a Highlander, a Scotsman, but I sing like a American. But my favorite actual singers were Gordon Lightfoot, Neil Young, Tom Williams, Garth Brooks. All from across the pond. And that's a. Forrest Gump, right? You can understand how often I get called that, Winston. But he ran and I walked. Like, we did the same thing. I often get called Forrest Gump, I just say, if I try to run now, I'd just fall flat on my face. Just accident. I'd run 10 yards and boom, I'd be down like it. But I was a good runner as well, there was no qualms for me to run 5 miles across terrain when I was young. Wild terrain and that, 5 mile run easy. Carried someone 5 miles across a hill one time when injured leg. When I was just my early, close to my late teenager years, wrapped a bit of stick around their leg to keep it straight, and I'm just preparing for this coming year, though. I think is looking though at the start of this year anyway. It's going to be quite a productive year for me, all being well, if I get my health issues sorted out and get off of this dangerous habit of smoking. It's done the deed. Taking its toll now later in life, but my first encounter with Boyle, putting up with Boyle on the internet, on one of that channels, had someone actually presented me. I learned such a lot from it and got some good entertainment from it, and this makes up for all the good things, all the good people that are here with you. That's definitely made up and counted for all because it was horrible on that channel, because one of my good friends from Australia was on that channel at the same time, and they stepped in to actually protect me and go absolutely beautifully abreast and told that they don't want that they didn't know what they're talking about with medical conditions, and this good friend of mine in Australia has been through it all. They say, he hasn't got COPD. You don't had COPD. He did, and he had a lung transplant and coming back from strength to strength, and this about a musician, but I was so insulted by a monster, from the lake. Self-granted themselves honour of Queen to become a Scottish monster that swims a bit fully up and down the lochs in here, and by river must be full of cider by the reaction, it's a Loch Ness. But never mind. Nessie will come up for a drink someday from the loch. Oh, Campbelldon Loch, I wish you were a whiskey, Campbelldon Loch, okay. Oh, Campbelldon Loch, I wish you were whiskey, yeah, but drink you die. I'd go in for a nip if I wanted a dip, and I'll dance all night and day. If I wanted a nip, I'd go in for a dip, and I'll dance all night and day. Oh, Campbelldon Loch, I wish you were a whiskey, Campbelldon Loch, okay. Oh, Campbelldon Loch, I wish you were a whiskey, yeah, but drink you dry. Hi, can yourselves, guys, when you're talking to someone that's drinking, you're talking to a wall, especially someone that's drinking cider all day, every day, smoking cheap tobacco, costing the national health a fortune for medication that's fighting the smoke, defeat purpose and insulting to the national health. Condor. But I'm coming to the end of my smoking days, guys. It's a long haul, and as I say, I'll be the cost of it. For a pack of cigarettes, the amount of food that I can make, traditional food, I could feed a family on for the price of a pack of cigarettes, from basic raw ingredients, Think all that people that are smoking 40 a day and 60 a day, so look, it's a mortgage. And for what? Like for a feeling in the back of the throat. It's going to make you cough. Yeah, country music, beautiful. There's beautiful country music come out of Nashville, such lovely, powerful songs, and country is such a grand scale. Well, what is country? Over here, everyone was sort of narrowed down to sort of 3 or 4, but they expand so a country that, especially from USA and Canada, wow, there's so much. Even styles of country alone, country covers everything. You got your usual country clubs. Well, he was driving along in a tractor and a cow came up the road, and you got oh, it's lonely in the saddle since the horse he died. All that kind of country songs. It's really good. My baby left me, I left town in a pickup truck. Chased the sheep on the way. And a cow stood on the road at me, looked at me with great brown eyes and said, "Move your car or I will charge you, sir." and the coos are in the farmyard eating bread and honey. The farmer's in the kitchen counting all his money. He's no got much 'cause he's not been paid. And when you ate your breakfast, fresh eggs were laid. Not the shiniest idea, guys. Yeah. But still, it's festive season and it's fighting an addiction. I don't know how many cigarettes I've had in the last couple of hours, but it's more than I should have had. It means I'll have to have less tomorrow because I'm not buying fags tomorrow. You know, I just, that's my way. I did manage to go 12 hours on Hogmanay without a cigarette, and what a difference that actually made to my body. It was like a hole appeared in my chest, 12 hours without a fag. And it was like a hole appeared in my chest. You could instantly see all my regular followers know what a difference I actually made, and I blew that wee scale thing up to 400. And that's major step. Okay. And actually showing me in my head, because that's that, you know, with the right measures and actions, you know, I can bring this, certainly stop this condition from getting worse, learn it and pass through my channel anything that will help stop this happening to someone else just because of this. Because this caused me to need this, and that is very expensive. Those things, if you're on that at your doctor giving you a warning, that is heavy stuff. What it does, that's £300 or something for one of them. People didn't realise. Even the little wee blue inhalers that people take regular, and they're taking this and just insulting this, because that's stopping that from doing its job properly. That these things, that's a blue inhaler, Subritamol or whatever it's called, that's a reviver that can take you from a point of death where you actually stop breathing. When you can't, it's not getting air into your body, but not being able to get air out of your body either. That is quite a trauma, and I hope God be with you that you never experience that or get to that stage, because it's the most frightening thing. But this magical piece of equipment here brought me back to life, able to breathe. And respect for all the medical professionals that prescribe this. This stuff does magic, but you got to be careful with it. You got to read it, but you really got to respect it and not take this with this, because that's stopping that from working, and that, even if it's someone else's smoking, is more likely the cause that you may need that, apart from allergies, hay fever, pollens, everything, you know, anything that actually clogs up. Some people are very sensitive to them, but you know, the amount of argument, but that channel that I was talking about earlier on, the amount of arguments and disputes that I listened to, I went back and listened to it. I thought these people need to be educated. The way that they were arguing to me about all these fancy inhalers and saying really stupid, that I was just kind of faking it when I got this thing home. You know, they say the doctor oh, that's just something that's in a doctor's surgery. You don't get that at home. You know, I, I will suggest to them to go and get their doctor, and anyone that's got respiratory problems, get one of these things. This is what made me thus far unable to do this. I would have been dead if I didn't have this. I saw this, it was at 200, it went down. I know I keep repeating myself. I'm repeating myself now with a drink, but I'd say as long as it's going to help someone, this was at 200 for a considerable amount of weeks, and that was a deterioration from 300, and that's a 30% deterioration in lung function. And I reiterate the effect that has on the rest of the body, including the walking, breathing, eating, even simple things, putting my arms out to the keyboard to actually type. It was just too hard work. I didn't have the energy to actually do it. You know, that's how I'm putting this powerful message over to all the ones that are sitting at home with COPD and your fags. Enjoy your fag, but get it under control. Get this under control. Get one of them. You need it. Because that, for when I told my GP team, a medical team that I've seen and support, has caused them that I'm alive and kicking and still breathing, because I was out twice. And it's the most amazing feeling when you're fading into that slumber. And then I came back with a super jolt like a thunderbolt. It actually hit me, and my body actually jumped off the actual bed. You know, like I'd been hit with a million volts of electricity or something. My body went into the actual jolt, and I kicked back into life. But I was lying there before that happened, before I fainted into slumber. I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't move my arms, but I had the most amazing, grateful feeling, sinking feeling coming through my body, and I accepted that that was life. But it was not my time, guys, because that thunderbolt that brought me back to life while I was there, I would describe that as suspended animation. That's all I could say. My brain was still functioning, my body wasn't, and I was just in absolute ultimate peace. And I came and I've come out the other side. That's how I've got a new aspect total on life, a new look on life whatsoever, and I really do appreciate what everybody in my life has actually done for my life, because it's been a good life. I think I've probably had the best life in the world, certainly now anyway. They called it hell, yeah, people say it was hell, but it was. It was a really hard journey. It was through life, like, you know, but at the end of the day, all the good come from it, and it's all those hard times that made things be what they are today. It makes us who we are and who we be, and makes us stay. Well, first of all, the first thing I learned in life is to be genuine to yourself. You know, be genuine to yourself. If you lie to yourself, you know, you can be lied to the whole world. A friend of mine wrote a song, right, and my friend Alec, and he wrote a song. It's called. I'll sing the title. I can find it hard. I don't know. It's just my belief. You can lie to a liar and steal from a thief. Right, and I must get a link for that song and get that posted on there, because That's a song I'd like everyone to actually hear as in general life, as a general life song. It's as a song my friend wrote with beautiful surrounding music to it, like but it tells about people and how good they could be and how bad they could be, and you know, best to be you, like just be you. But don't try to be me because I got a lot of trouble for being bad to be me. I mean, I am going to do a session of documentaries called The Scars of the Highlander, you know, to tell all the funny stories and all the situations. There's good, fun, there's horror, there's everything in it, like, you know, all because of just being an individual. Knowing what everybody else did didn't work for me because I just tried to do it myself. And sometimes we people that I was surrounded, uh, like we grown up, whatever. If if I ever needed a expert at life, expert at life on a expert help on the help with life, I just spoke to myself. This reminds me so much. Well, when I was 15 years old, with all the songs that I'm actually singing, because back in them days, I was sitting playing my guitar, singing in my kitchen, singing in my bedroom back in the days when I was 15, and now I'm singing online on a channel to people from all over the world. It's quite extreme. Yeah, but I hope there's at least one teetotaler, someone. I hope there's someone when that bell struck. Anyway, that maybe says, right, I'm going to watch my drinking from here on in because you are talking to a wall when you're talking to someone that's drunk. You all know what I don't have to keep saying it. I mean, that's me repeating myself, and I didn't even have a drink. Okay, but it's a million times worse. And there's a cycle to it. Like it's probably about 8 minutes or something. Uh, there's probably about 8 minutes between a recycle. It must have something to do with concentration span. You know, yeah. But I really did have enough for drunk people for all through my life. You know, it's worse. You know, if you're stone cold sober and frame of mind, and as I say, you've all seen it, guys. You know, people change. We drink, you know, and having to endure their bile. And it does. It is a poison. You know, there's no doubt about it. You know, it's a medication too, and it's like used in the right quantity, but wrong people shouldn't have get it. You know. And I certainly know one person that's come to Scotland that should not drink cider. Honestly, I tried drinking cider when I was young, and it was the only drink that made me jolly, made me a good laugh, like me sing like Lindy. But if anybody put me in any kind of hostile situation, which was easy to happen till I'm wick. You know how they say cider's really bad for sore heads? Well, if I drank cider and someone riled me up, they got a sore head. It wasn't in my nature. I didn't have to hit anybody back. But that was one thing that made me zero tolerance if I actually had that and I was out and someone put me under some kind of threat. I would just say to them, look, it's not in my nature to hit you, but this is what I'll do to you because that cider, I was having a good time here just now and you made a fool of me, but don't do that when I'm drinking cider and I used to do what I was going to do in the air and I would just throw a couple of punches and kicks, in the air without actually having to touch, without having to use any actual direct violence on them. And they took a sensible lesson from it. It's all I can say. The ones even the big guys, the sensible ones, but you do get nutcases as well that puts it on challenge. There was one time that a 6'4" guy, and this is funny. I've got to tell a story on Friday. A bereavement, like they want me to tell about a story. There's a big 6'4" guy. I'm just a little guy, and I was 16. I was coming through his street, but I've been working at Pete Hills for a whole summer. Lifting Pete's, and you're doing that type of manual work. I had 17-inch guns. At one time I was lucky, but all the way hard work with digging in the summer, and this big 6-foot guy. I was coming home one night, festive season, and he shouted me over and just gave me abuse, right? And I was scared. I was just scared of this guy, and I just by accident, unconsciously, I flicked my feet up and I hit this guy in the forehead, right, with my heel, right, and I saw he just went over like that, and I dived around behind him and caught his head before he hit the ground. And I was done, and I thought, no, sorry, I was just a joke, because this was a big guy. Like I says, I was just a joke, and I waited with him, and because his colouring had changed, his eyes gone funny, something wasn't right, and I waited with him on the ground, and I'm thinking, crikey, he's going to pulverise me when he gets up. He's a nice guy, but he just had a drink, and he was nasty, and I was apologising, telling him, profusely, but when he actually came back and he actually stood up, patted me in the head, and he was a giant, fair dues to you, but he says, hey, I never imagined this. Is I'm so proud of you for doing that. He says, and wow, but I didn't know what to say. Master Poe, let's say a credit to Master Poe. Kung Fu. I was the only TV program that I never got into watching TV. My whole life was a TV everywhere I go with beauty that I see, and I never got into watching TV. But Kung Fu used to be on a Saturday night. David Carradine. My father'd be home from his home babysitting, and he'd fall asleep, and that was the only chance I got to watch the TV with two channels on my TV with BBC One and Grampian. We didn't have all these fancy channels that you guys got. And this program made David Carradine Kung Fu. I saw the first episode and I was just engrossed with it. Didn't have a good concept of the English language, so it took me a while to understand what they were actually saying. But I just liked that program, and I took my discipline from that, and that's how I walked so many miles in the fresh air and knew you had to make that journey. You had to get there because but the disciplines and the peacefulness and the gracefulness that they do with their Tai Chis and forms and everything, I never ever considered it to be any kind of a consideration for any form of defense. But the Tai Chi and doing this, feeling inner peace, I can't explain if what's going on. It sounds like madness, but I was engrossed as a child with that program and learned. That's where I took my morale from, about being nice to people. I am tell you, I am no angel. Because I made choices. I could have been. There's a lot of people know that what I had to endure with me up here, because everybody thought I was special needs when I was little because I couldn't talk properly. But it was only too late on in life that they all discovered I did have a brain in my head, because what insults they actually had, which I used to learn and get educated from, and as I say, that's made me who I am and made me meet all you lovely people since Mary, everybody that comes to this channel past me, inner peace. I wish you find inner peace as well, because I've got it just now. Well, I could be in heaven just now. Maybe I'm just dreaming this, but it's a good feeling anyway. But during lockdown, guys, all of you, had your individual. Everybody had their individual issues with lockdown, and that was some awesome experience. Yeah, for you guys. But that was just my normal. That was just my normal life, because a lot of times I couldn't go out when I was younger, so I was confined to quarters, because no matter what way I looked, no matter what way my hair was, and because I couldn't talk properly, it was just so dangerous in this town. It wasn't safe for me to go out in the street. But when I was 16, I started settle things down. I went wild, but I used to pin people down, never put them down uninjured, just getting a warning, do not get in combat with me. I used to say to them, I'm not right in the head, but I was only joking, I am not right in the head, but I'm I sing and play music anywhere, but playing, singing and music anywhere, I stop arguments, I've stopped fights, I've seen things altercating, and I've been somewhere with my ukulele stand in the corner, and I just start playing a tune, and that draws the attention and changes atmospheres. People are actually telling me all that kind of stuff now when I go in. I didn't realise I do that, but and I've even been told online that I've gone on and sang a song, and it's whittled out an argument, and made everybody go on again, and that's why I have 2 hours 45 minutes on this session, and I've been talking and probably bored a lot of you somewhere, but I know I can tell by response and feedback, which is touching to my heart from all you sort of coming along. I'm not sure if I'm going to sing again or no. I'll just wait and see. But I'm going to prepare myself for the 25th of January to do a Robert Burns night for my viewers, and with the haggis, with the whiskey and Scottish tradition, and I'm going to sing the songs. But I'm not going to take the Laphroaig because you saw the Laphroaig effect and how much music deteriorated from that. I got such a big response from the world and from people that actually watched that video because they were saying to me, "Oh no, you must have had more. That's only 3 nips over 2.5 hours. 3 35 ml measures over 2.5 hours. People drink that just, they're throwing that down their neck and I wonder, like, dangerous, and over 3.5 hours. When I drank the first one, it was nice warm on the throat, made me do pretty good. When I drank the second one, which was an hour later, uh, it made me, I was starting to forget words, I was starting to forget bits of chords. On the second hour, I took the third one and I thought I was playing like a rock star. It made me feel, yeah, and that I was playing like a rock star, right? And I played it for the half an hour, like on that feeling, which was a step up from my second one, from the first one. And that's only 3 nips, so 35 mils. That's why I tell you how dangerous whiskey is and how to sensibly use it, because that totally made me think I was actual rock star for that half an hour when I was actually playing that. And while I was playing, I was feeling really good and everything. I watched it back next day. Wow, what a wake up call, guys. First one, I was singing nice because it was a warm glow. Second one, started to forget words, songs, but I was still feeling good, so I should be all right. But see, that third one, I thought I was playing like a rock star. As I say, while I was actually playing that feeling, when I listened back, it was sluggish, slurred, eh, deeply dim. You know how bright, but I've never heard deeply dim uh, before. It slowed everything down, and uh, it slowed everything down to the tempo and everything like that. And that's what I see when I see drunk musicians on an actual stage. And I got that message over to the world about that, because when I'm ever playing anywhere and I've been invited to play at something, I've got to give them my best. It's just what I do. I got to give them my best, my heart and everything. And I don't use alcohol to actually do that. Everybody knows that I'm stone cold sober, because that's what I like, because on that effect that only 3 nips, what they can do to a voice, and what it does to your body and all that, to the whole world. Be careful of what you're doing drinking whiskey, and if you're drinking Laphroaig, what's the ultimate peaty whiskey, it's like warm fire going down. People are scared to drink it. You can put a nip of it in a pint glass of water, and that is a drink. Even if you're going to sing, if you didn't have time to warm up, I'd have a nip of that in a pint glass of water and sip away at that all night. That is enough just to take that wee edge off for a feeling. People didn't need to be pouring half bottles of whiskey, and just give you all a lesson on certainly drinking whiskey and being sensible about it anyway. Because I've seen it all. I've seen what I've done to so many people. I didn't start drinking until I was 35, They'll go and reduce to whiskey and found a potential and power of it as a painkiller, along with honey, of course. Well, I have to take this, guys. Cheers.